Dave is back at it here to give everyone another UFC predictions video. Of course, we have UFC 268 just around the corner on Saturday, November 6th. Just going to give my predictions for the main card, which, of course, on paper looks amazing. Of course, card subject to change. Make sure you like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Just going to give my predictions. No big analysis on the fight. So starting off in the UFC bantamweight division, we have Frankie Edgar versus Chino Vera. Frankie Edgar, in my opinion, should have retired a few years ago, but then he moved down in weight class eventually, and, well, a couple times he has, and then he won a few fights, and then the fight with Corey Sandhagen happened. Now, I don't think Edgar's fought since then, but I don't think he's going to be the same fighter, and I think Vera is going to beat him. I could be wrong, but that's my pick. In the UFC featherweight division, we have Billy Quarantillo versus Shane Burgos. I'm going to go with Shane Burgos on this one just because he has a pretty big reach advantage. I mean, there's other things involved, obviously, but just because of the reach and a very slight height advantage, I'm going to go with Burgos. Although this could potentially go either way. It's an interesting matchup, I think. This might be a fight of the night candidate. Oh, there's other fights on this card that could be a major fight, but just a very obscure fight that could be a big draw for the card. Well, not a big draw, but something that could be very entertaining on the card. And then, of course, we have in the UFC lightweight division, Michael Chandler versus my favorite fighter, Justin the Highlight Gaethje. Now, this could be a slobber knocker, as good old JR, formerly of WWE and AEW, would say. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I expect and I hope that these two stand in the middle of the octagon and trade lefts and rights and kicks and everything. I'm going to go with Justin Gaethje on this one. I like both these fighters. In fact, these are probably two of the guys that are in my top 3 or 4 fighters right now. And I'm not including John Jones in that right now because, well, let's not talk about John Jones. Justin Gaethje is my favorite fighter at the moment. But I hope this is a war. I don't expect the fight to go long, maybe a round and a half. But I do think Justin Gaethje gets the best of Michael Chandler. And if Chandler wins and knocks out Gaethje or does something to make him lose, I'm not going to be upset. I like both these guys. I like Gaethje more, but I do like Michael Chandler. And I think Michael Chandler will be a great analyst or like a host of a show someday. I just like listening to Michael Chandler talk. He sounds like a very intelligent guy, and I'm hoping for a big, exciting fight. Next up in the women's strawweight division, the co-main event of the evening for the strawweight championship. And if you look on this channel, my most popular video that I have currently is the first fight between Thug Rose Namajunas and Zhang Weili. They're fighting again. It's going to be an interesting fight. I didn't expect Thug Rose to win the first fight. I was very surprised that she beat Zhang Weili the first time. I think Weili wins this fight. I'm very confident that she will win, although it could go either way. I just want to see Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Zhang Weili rematch. That first fight was fucking incredible. One of the most entertaining fights I've ever seen in my life watching UFC fights. And then, of course, in the main event of the evening, another fight that I've seen before that was an amazing fight. UFC in 2019 December. What event was it? 245? I might be wrong. Yeah, I think it was UFC 245. We had the rematch between Colby Chaos Covington and the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, Kamaru Usman. Their first fight was phenomenal. And the funny thing was, when their first fight was going to happen, I was apprehensive about ordering it because I thought with these two guys being predominantly wrestlers, they were just going to mat hump each other for 5 rounds. Turned out there was no mat humping at all. The fight was fucking crazy. It was an awesome, entertaining fight. I'm not sure if we're going to get that type of fight again. I'm not sure how Covington is going to change his game plan to try to beat Usman because it's obvious to me that Kamaru Usman does have the striking advantage and he's just as good at wrestling than Covington, so it might go the same way. And Usman has been on fire as of late, knocking people out. Very entertaining stuff. I like both these fighters. That's the funny thing. I used to hate Colby Covington, but now I actually enjoy him. And Usman, he's definitely starting to grow on me too. I want probably Covington to win because I think it would be crazy if he did, but I'm going to give the edge to Kamaru Usman. Don't count Covington up. He has a different training partners, a different team in general, and they're giving him a lot of focus, and maybe somehow, some way he pulls it out. I'm just not sure how he's going to do it without the superior striking over Usman. So those are my predictions for UFC 268, again on November 6th. Really looking forward to this one, of course. I'll post my reactions to the fights. I usually post, the first fight I'll post is the most entertaining one, and then if other fights are good, I'll go kind of, okay, I'll do this one and this one the day after and the day after that. So please, make sure you like that video, or this video, I should say. Watch my reaction to Zhang Wei Li versus Thug Rose Namajunas the first time. It was a good reaction. It was like, Thug Rose! Oh! Something like that. Don't forget to sound off in the comments section about your thoughts on the fight card in general. Who are your predictions and fights that you want to see? Share the video across all your social media platforms. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, trying to go to the channel, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and of course, be a part of something special, and JDev will return.